All right. Hopefully I'm back. Hopefully I'm ready. Kiwi's ready. Kiwi did not head to the game, so he unfortunately has to watch on TV and listen to me. Hopefully you guys can hear me. Uh, Again, everything is new. Everything is just set up. But yeah, I mean, LG obviously dominated the first two games. So Hanwha, it does have Ponce going out onto the mound today. So that should obviously help. It depends on which Ponce they get. Do they get the game one from the other from the previous series, or do they get the game five Ponce? That Ponce is really going to determine if this series is over early. As that's the first pitch underway inside and 1-0. Yeah. Again, I still don't have this one. It's still in Dejan. But I've got Hanwha and LG up on the mantle as that misses inside also, and it's 2-0. Hong Chang-gi hitting 143 on in the Korean series. Not exactly fantastic from your leadoff batter, but he has a few walks, a couple hit by pitches, and a big hit. And the 2-0 misses low, 3-0, not the start Ponce wanted. This is the only team that he did not beat. 2 games, a 3.46 ERA, the worst. It was definitely LG was the worst that he pitched on any of the against any team. Is get me over fastball at the bottom there. So 2 games, no decisions. He didn't win or lose any games. 13 innings. LG hit 213 against them. Lefties do hit better, 205 against them. They also hit more home runs, as that's in there for a strike on the outside corner, and it took us almost a whole at bat to get up okay. Ponce did not his second half, or not necessarily his second half. His second half was great, but his September and later was not. As the 3-2, that's going to be grounded to the first baseman. He'll pick it up and take it himself, steps on the bag, and 1 away. So LG did visited Hanwha at the end of the season, 3 games in Daejeon. They did win one of those games. That was the Tolhurst game. That was the last game that they won on the regular season. Then Tolhurst started game 1 of this series. They win that game, obviously. They really got to Ryunjin in Monday's game. But Shinmi J steps into 300 on during this Korean series. And the first pitch is a curveball in there for a strike, and it's 0-1. So Ponce, 4 pitches. Well, actually throws 5, but his 4 most common pitches, fastball 151, one of the hardest. Hello, as that misses outside, 1-1. Yeah, you trying to type Chego or Chegan Hanwha? As the 1-1 pitch. There we go. All right, the 1-1, a swing and a miss at ball 2, and it's 1-2. We're gonna have a Chegan Hanwha off between Kiwi and Adeline. All right, the 1-2 pitch up, and he fouls that into the dirts, and it stays 1-2. Hanwha's bullpen has also been really rusty, but they have some break now. So will that break help them to, be able to turn around? Again, the strong point for Hanwha was their pitching. If their pitching's not getting it done, their bats definitely aren't going to do it. All right, the 1-2 pitch sets up on the outside just below the knees, slaps that ball, whatever that was, and it's a foul. 1-2. So Hanwha's offense not good. They do have outbursts like they did against Chaewon Tae in the game 5. they can put some runs up, but to to kind of lean on the offense is not going to happen, as that's up high 2-2. Man, it's so tough to pick against Ponce, even though he hasn't been pitching well. It is so tough to take against not take him, especially at home. That's the thing. At home, man, you got to. That's misses inside 3-2. So two batters, two full counts so far in this game. But he does not look good. Went to his changeup and curveball more. Yeah, how do you? But I'm gonna give you some stats. Is I think he went around. They said he didn't. I thought he went around, but see if they video replay that. Oops, wrong side. Yeah, so Sonju Young, the LG starter. What's up, Alan? Long time and no join. But LG starters 1.38 ERA on the season against Hanwha. Hanwha does not hit lefties well. So yeah. Hanwha fans stuck in the middle of the LG fans. And here comes the first pitch to Austin Dean up high, ball one. Austin Dean 0 for 10 in this series. He does have a few walks. I don't think so. So the couple things is it Hanwha is a hitter's park versus LG that's a pitcher's park. But man, that is ball two, and it is not looking good. Busy, busy, busy. All right, the 2-0 pitch to Austin Dean. He is content on walking his way to first base every at bat. He doesn't have any hits in his 10 official at bats. And the 2-0 misses inside. Ponce is not missing by much, though. He is not missing by much if he can dial it in. Again, it is cold. I think you meant both teams, but I think you could say box teams as that's in there for a strike at the top of the zone. Yeah, I don't even know what day it is. I really don't know what day it is. No, my TV installation guy was actually watching it on his phone. As the 3-1 in there for a strike and another full count. So now Ponce's got to three batters, three full counts. Yeah, I did get to watch the highlights. Korea does this thing where I'll talk about it after this at bats. Obviously, a 3-2 counts. Austin Dean steps and a throw over to first. But yeah, so Korea does this thing where they condense the game into like 20 minutes. So they only show the pitch that is either the out or the hit. So I watched that. Yeah, and here comes the 3-2 pitch. That's foul. As Shinmin Jae was off on the run. As far as righties and lefties, against Ponce, lefties do hit better. 205 with 6 home runs. Righties 192 with 4 home runs. So not a huge difference. His first inning is his worst inning by far. Opponents hitting a 259 against him in the first inning. As the 3-2 is off the hands, but gets out of play. 153 on the radar there. Hanwha fans getting their last look at Ponce in his home uniform. There is obvious talk of him heading back to the States, to the major leagues. Check over on Shinmin J. Is getting a lot colder out to 6 degrees, I think, is what it was earlier. Currently in Daejeon, it is 3 degrees, no way, 10 degrees. All right. So 10 degrees, but a little cold snap went through earlier this week, warming up a little bit. Yeah, and there's talk of him, San Francisco wanting him, which would be huge for him. As the 3-2 is back to Ponce, throws to second, then the throw to first in time. And a 1-4-3 double play. He threw it wild, but Ito Yun was able to grab it and throw to first to get Austin, and his struggles continue as we go to the bottom of the first. 0-0. Yeah, if he goes to, uh, obviously, I think his choice, he would love to go to San Francisco, just because, again, uh, I don't know if you guys are aware, his wife is George Kittle's sister, the tight end for San Francisco. So so that's the thing, is like if he could go to San Francisco, he would him, George Kittle, his wife and all of them would be right there in the same city. I'm sure that would be massively huge for that whole family. So, but Ponce did not particularly pitch well that inning. He didn't give up any hits or runs or anything, but the fact that he actually threw 22 pitches, I don't know. I mean, he has a mid 90s fastball, so you have to think that it should work out well for him. But again, the KBO and the MLB is so vastly different that you never really know. Yeah, and I mean he's going to be cheaper than any other major starter. Sonas up leads things off for Hanwha and looks at a strike one on the outside corner, and it's 0-1. 250 on the series, 250 on base percentage, hitting some singles, and that's it. As the 0-1, a beautiful curveball in there for a strike, and it's 0-2. So we got a left-handed batter, a left-handed pitcher. Are we going to get a pitch into the right-handed batter's box? Sets up, taps the glove on the ground, and he throws it to the backstop. And just like that, it's 1-2 because a left-handed batter and a left-handed pitcher and an 0-2 count. So he threw it outside, but it was so far outside. Yeah, I could see him going back to Detroit. This is the 1-2. That is popped up. Might be trouble. Getting just foul. And go back to where it started, finish out his career. Yeah, this is the Korean series. LG with a 2-0 lead. Best of 7. Pitcher wearing a turtleneck in the Korean series. All right, the 1-2 taps the glove on the ground again and throws it into the dirts. And it's 2-2. Go bang on some trash cans. All right, the 2-2 pitch sets up outside just above the knees. Runs it in. Check swing, but it's fouled away. As both of these pitchers are struggling to put away some batters. Getting into a long bullpen game. I don't know who has the advantage now. In LG with a ton of lefties. 2-2 pitch. Swing and a miss at a pitch in the dirts. Throws over to first base, and that's one away. Not a big strikeout pitcher, but he'll take any of them that he can get. As that brings up Liberato. Surprising the lineup for Hanwha. Down at the bottom is Ito Yoon instead of Shimu Jun. As Liberato holds off on it, but it's still in there for a strike. Touches the outside bottom corner. Kim Tae-yeon looking like he's about ready to go explore the Arctic. He got his big puffer coat all the way zipped up. His hoodie on underneath that. As the 0-1 is rolled over, first baseman will take it, step on the bag, and 2 away. Yeah, they went all the way down to 7th, I think. Yeah, right where they should be. Down to 7th. Bigger, redder alert. Huh? What is a bigger, redder alert? All right, so Moonhyun Bin fakes the bunt, pulls it back. It's up high. I want to know. No, they their luck ran out as they started playing more. No, the 1-0 up high, 2-0. So funny thing, Kiwi, is I saw it was NBC, so I went down to like 4, 5, 6, and I was like, man, where is Daejeon NBC? And then I was like, oh wait, I don't live in Daejeon anymore. As the 2-0 just catches the outside corner, 2-1. I had to had to go and look for Chungju NBC. Yeah. I don't have I have one more of these back at the old apartment, and I left my lights too, as the 2-1 is a single right back up the middle. And this and Moon and No Shiwan are the two players that I really think are going to determine this game, ladies and gentlemen. So the number 3 hitter hits 286 against Son Ju Young. So the number again, the number 3 hitter hits a sorry, the number 4 hitter hits a 286. So I really think No Shiwan is going to be. Yeah, I had no idea. All right, to No Shiwan looks at a big curveball in there for a strike, and it's 0-1. Yeah, I got a. Yeah, I had nothing. What did it say? Did you understand it? All right, so No Shiwan, the 0-1 pitch, fastball runs inside, 1-1. Yeah, you were like, "You need a bigger red alert," and I'm like, the only thing I could think of was the K for the strikeout, and I'm like, "Yeah, it could be a little bit bigger." As the 1-1 rolls over, that's gonna be trouble. Gubonyuk grabs, throws, and in time, and that is a 3 away. We go to the second inning. It's a 0-0. Korea. It has. I mean, it has to be a Dejan only thing since I didn't get it here. I mean, we're not that far away. I did think though, one thing that feels really strange is Dejan is playing a home game and I'm not down the street from it. It just feels like I'm streaming and I can't, and I want to be like, oh, down the streets. And then I'm like, wait, no, it's down the expressway. Pitches did he throw there? 16 pitches. LG's going to have 4, 5, 6 coming up. This will be big here as they've got to 3 of their lefties coming up right in a row. On say 22 pitches in that first inning, just 16 pitches for Sonju Young. All right, so Kim Yun Soo steps in. It is not 1-0, it is 0-0. And the first pitch sets up outside, and it's right down the middle. 0-1. Kim Yun Soo hitting 400 on the season, or on in the Korean series here. 2 for 5, a couple sacrifices in there. Some walks. All right, the 0-1 pitch. Swing and a miss, and that ball just dropped out of the bottom of the zone, and it's 0-2. Kiwi, did you bust out your Wang Young Mook head warmer thing yet? All right, the 0-2 sets up high. Did he go around? He did not. I have to say, Che Jae-hoon has the most animated ask. He did not go. Excellent call over there by the third base ump. Oh, they're going to video replay this, and they're going to lose. I mean, the the replay that we just looked at said not even close. Yeah, it's taken longer to get the microphone unstuck out of his ear, or is the headset unstuck out of his earpiece than it did to realize that that was not a strike. And they very rarely get to overturned. I've only seen 2 of them overturned so far. All right, the 1-2 pitch. And that is a foul away. If he's not going to be able to get some strikeouts, Hanwha is going to have some issues. did have 18 strikeouts in his 2 games against LG earlier. 17 or 13 innings. So that's rolled over. Second baseman grabs it, throws over in an easy first out as he finally doesn't have a full count. Moonbo Young steps in, and this is what everybody wants to see. This is what everybody wants to see. But number 5 hitters are only hitting 141 against Ponce on the season. 667 on the Korean series has just been destroying Hanwha pitching. That one is inside, ball 1. 2 for 2 in the first game, 4 hits in the second game with a home run, 5 RBIs. Yeah, another 1-0 pitch will miss his way outside, a 2-0. Ponce has not come close on either one of those pitches. Korean series, Moonbo Young is looking a lot like April and May, or March and April Moonbo Young right now. As the 2-0 pitch sets up right down the middle, misses outside, 3-0. Again, he is just missing. I'm talking, he's got to be missing by 1-2 centimeters at most. And the 3-0 misses way inside, almost hits him. And once again, he walks the second batter in the inning. This time on 4 straight pitches. 31 pitches so far for Ponce. Really struggling with his command. Got a ground out in the first batter to Hong Chang-gi, but he ran the count full. Shin-Min Jae walked him on a full count, and then Austin Dean grounded into a double play on a full count. Ji-won steps in, sets up on the inside, up at the belt, a swing and a miss on a ball 1. As Ji-won is trying to hit a grand slam with only 1 man on. I was thinking that LG's game plan might be see a couple pitches from Ponce before swinging, but with Ji-won going up there hacking, that's not the case. As the 0-1 catches the top of the zone, and it's 0-2. Now that he's got ahead of us, now that he's got ahead of a pitcher, what's he gonna do? I'm guessing a slider down and in, because that's what he swings at all the time. He can't afford to throw away pitches. I'm going to go with the high fastball, and he turns on it. That's going to be trouble. But nope, just to the warning track as the cold weather caught that one. And a 2 away. Brings up a Pak Dong-won. Big 2-run shot to put LG up 7-4 in the second game. Pretty much ended Ryun Jin's day. We'll see if he can get to hold up Ponce. 286 in the Korean series, 1 home run and 2 hits. Again, he's a guy that strikes out a ton, though. And that's way, way outside. Che Jae-hoon is set up right on the outside corner, and Ponce threw that all the way in the other batter's box, not even close to the strike zone. Wano sets up down at the knees. It doesn't go, but it's in there for a strike on the outside corner, 1-1. Having some issues with these Here's Mike. Getting a big announcement in my apartment. I don't know what they're saying. All right, the 1-1 pitch rolls over. It's foul. Knocks it down by the third base umpire or third base coach. Yeah, it's 1-2. Definitely gonna have to turn that volume down. That is loud. I was actually surprised that the microphone wasn't picking up on it. All right, the 1-2 pitch. And he fouls that into the dirt. And another 1-2 pitch coming up. Once again, a 1-2 pitch. JJ Hoon behind the plates. And the 1-2 fouls it right into his mask. Say 22 pitches in the first inning, 20 or 17 so far in this inning, sitting at 39 pitches already. Again, not what you want from your starter. That's for a team that has had a lot of issues with their bullpen in this Korean series. All right, the 1-2 pitch sets up way in the other batter's box. Swings and misses at it, and that's the first strikeout for Ponce. He leaves another one on base. And we will go to the bottom of the seconds. It's 0-0. 0 for 3 with runners on base already from LG. Hanwha will have their 5, 6, 7 hitters coming up here in the bottom of the inning. Cheyenne Sung, Yijin Young, and under the shortstop. No mercy, no surrender. Yeah. So game 7, if they get to game 7, would be just like game 5, where Ponce would start, and then I assume Weiss would come out of the bullpen. Running man. Shippy Wild. Sam Il. All right. Cheon Sung gets this nice setup against his old team. Hanwha Eagles legend. I wonder, oh, look, imagine that. Starbucks from the commissioner that's being audited for spending too much money on Starbucks. Imagine spending $5,000 in 3 months on Starbucks. Crazy. Buying gift cards with the old KBO company card. right, so Chan Sung now steps in 125 on this Korean series. And that's in there for a strike on the outside, and it's 0-1. This feels weird still. All right, the 0-1 pitch rolled over foul. And 0-2. So what is he going to do here? Is he actually going to attack him? And the 0-2 misses outside. 1-2. And the 1-2 rolls over that, stays 1-2. Had a delivery, and I'm trying to find it. All right, the 1-2 pitch. The super, super tall umpire back behind the plates. The 1-2 pitch. That's going to be a single right back up the middle. And Hanwha's got another base runner with a leadoff single by Cheon Sung as he finally comes through against his old team. Yeah. Very important to bunts right here. Great pitch. I mean, when uh, he's lining a slider down by his shins right back up the middle, you can't ask for much else from a pitcher. That's just a guy hitting a good pitch. That misses outside, ball one. Another surprise in the lineup, having Ejin Young in there instead of Kim Tae Young. A 1-0 pitch sets up on the inside. Swing and a miss there, and it's 1-1. 145 almost hit him, but he still swung and missed. That's probably right there. 4 for 6 on this season against Sonju Young, hitting a 306 against LG. But he didn't start in the first games. So pick one. A swing and a miss there, and it's 1-2. Throwing fastballs in on the hands, not even in on the hands, as so much as way inside. Now, does he throw him? Again, he had 2 strikes on Chan Sung, threw him a slider down by the shins. He swung, but got into it. As he go fastball again, sets up right above the knees on the inside. Fastball in, almost hits him. 2-2. Went in a little bit too far. Kiwi, you should make every single game you go to, you should make a sign that says it's your birthday. As the 2-2 checks over on the speedy Cheon Sung, but he's back in time. And it's still 2-2. All right, it's a 2-2 pitch. Rolls over that. Third baseman grabs it, throws to the second baseman. Does not throw to first. And that will be a 5-4 putouts. One away as just trades places with Cheon Sung. No, they won't. They'll just be, oh, the foreigner has a sign. I couldn't get it out of his glove. Missed opportunity, and we'll see if Hanwha makes some pay. Shortstop steps in. Checks over on Eugene Young. Pak Dong-won, not a good catcher in terms of catching base stealers. Pak Dong-won, 212, catches 20% of base stealers. And a shortstop tried to get hit there, stuck his self out, trying to get hit. Cheap bastard. That's a good question. That doesn't make any sense. The 1-0 checks on Eugene Young. Eugene Young does have a little bit more speed than Cheon Sung. Not a lot more. He thinks he does, but he does not. 1 for 5 on the season in stolen base stolen base attempts. 1-0 swing and a miss on a pitch down and away out of the zone. Imagine that. 1-1. Who closes a sports bar when it's the Korean series? Unheard of, unfathomable. All right, the 1-1 pitch sets up on above the knees on the outside. That is going to be slapped into left field. And Hanwha's got runners on first and second with just 1 out. Just went with the pitch. They tried to go outside, and he went with it. Didn't try to pull it, didn't try to do too much, just stick the bat out there, slap it in. Welcome, Arpo. Yeah, in the new apartments, I'm still missing some of the stuff. I'm missing a shelf here and my flashy lights. Sorry, I know you only come for Kiwi and the flashy lights. Definitely feels weird, like something, like I'm missing something. All right, so Che Jae Hoon steps in. That's in there for a strike on the outside. This is another person that I think has opportunity to do some damage against Sonju Young. The number 8 hitter in the lineup hitting 321 plus, righties hit 273 against him. So combine those two with Che Jae Hoon's ability to put the ball in play. And there we go. That's just what I said is that's going to come up. And Kim Hyun Soo bobbles it. And that is going to end up letting a run score as Kim Hyun Soo bobbles it, and that allows Eugene Young to start back up, and then head to home. So that will be a single with an error, scoring Eugene Young from second. They held him up because it wasn't that hard out there, but Kim Hyun Soo bobbled it, and that's allowed Eugene Young to get back up and start running. Like I said, he's a guy that I think can do a lot of damage. Braised chicken wings with red pepper paste. Oh, that's a missed double play is come up huge. Missed double play and then an error in the outfield. Ito Yoon steps in. Again, this is a very surprising situation. I really thought they would go with the right-hander Shimu Jun. Ito Yoon's. It's not like Ito Yoon's hitting well in the Korean series, but he did start in the last game. But he started at shorts. This time they moved the second baseman and the shortstop. And back pick almost catches him off, but still a strike right down the middle. Best throw Pak Dong Wan's thrown all season. All right, the 0-1 pitch misses outside, 1-1. Ju Young is not a guy that goes too deep into games. Uh, as he goes on, the fourth and fifth innings, he really struggles. So here we go. The 1-1 pitch sets up just on the outside. And that is a popped up. Shortstop out into the grass. Lets it drop. Throw to second. What a play, a heads up play by the shortstop as he lets the infield pop fly drop. That is going to go down as I think he's going to want to challenge this. He's saying don't get off. So I'm watching it. I'm not sure why they didn't call an infield fly. The runners on first and second with 1 ounce. I don't know why why they didn't call it an infield fly. He seemed to camped under it. Second base, the shortstop lets it drop, throws to second to get the force outs, then throws to third, and they get him in a rundown. Yeah, it should be an infield fly rule if they called it, but I didn't see any of the umpires call it. Maybe because he was still going out there, he wasn't camped under it. I'll look at the infield. Yeah, nobody called it. So that goes down as yeah, the third or the second base and the third base umpire, neither one of them called infield fly. So a heads up play by the shortstop. Yeah, that has to be called. That is a huge like LG definitely got away with that as that was 100% a infield fly. I mean, he was pretty camped under it. I don't know why they didn't call it. Probably just like completely went over their heads that that's what it was happening. So it'll go down as heck, I don't know. Yeah, it's a 6-4-5 6-4-5-6-1 double play. 6-4-5-6-1 double play. Yeah, that's exactly why it's there, is so that they can't do that. You could think that maybe he was venturing out, but I mean, maybe they're going to say that he was too far into the outfield for it to be the infield fly. Like maybe that's their thinking. I don't like Jim. I don't know. I don't personally know. Do you know how far out, or does it just have to be an infielder? That's one thing that I do not know. All right, Gubon Hyuk leads things off. Looks at a strike. Wasn't even attempting to swing. 167 on the Korean series, but he has had some big hits as that's in there for a strike, and it's now 0-2. Yeah, the only thing I could think is they're saying no, he's too far out into the outfield for it to be an infield fly. It's the only thing I could possibly think what their call would be. But the 0-2 pitch misses way outside. The yeah, none of the infield umpires, the second base or the third base umpire, nobody called infield fly. So, if they're not going to call infield fly, you have to play it like it's a hit, as that's going to be a ground ball. Shortstop's coming in, grabs the glove, throws, not in time. Hyuk is saying uh, Chan Song was saying he grabbed him or he touched him, but it doesn't look like he did. Is they're not trying to get the replay. How'd you suck? Sorry about that. That's on me. I was reading his name on the back of his uniform when he threw that. Yeah, that's what I thought. I was reading his name on the back of his shirt. I feel awful now. That's twice. All right. The first hit of the day for LG. Infield single for Gubon. Yeah, that's what I thought. Like he was under it. But I mean, again, heads up. Oops, wrong button. A super heads up play by OG Wan there to let it drop. Even if he, doesn't, even if he doesn't let it drop or whatever, it's not an awful thing. Or if he does let it drop, and they're like, no, uh, that's an infield fly. They could still possible get him. That's I would say difficult, Christian. Oh, Che Jae Hoon back behind the plate is one of the better guys at throwing guys out. That one misses way up high though, and it's a 1-on-1. Yeah, I mean it has a chance. It's still early, top of the third. Ponce is not pitching well. Songju Young is not playing too well. LG wins by 4. All right, there you heard it. Flashy Ellis says it is. I think it'd be crazy if the games are nobody's scoring in Hanwha's hitters park, but all the runs happen in Jamshil's pitchers park. Gubon Hyuk over at first base. Park Min had a big solo shot in game 1, game 2. I don't know. I don't remember anymore. All right, the 2-1 pitch. Checks over on the runner. He's easily in there. He slid back, and then after he slid back, he decided, oh, I'll have a little cup of ramen. The 2-1 pitch sets up on the inside and fouls that one away, 2-2. Park Min does run well. He's tough to double up. Plus, he's a left-hander, so might be real difficult to hit into a double play here. Would have to be a fairly hard hit ball. And the 2-2 pitch. That's a swing and a miss on ball 3. Second strikeout of the day for Ponce. That's a big one. Is now you don't have to worry about the bunt. Surprised they didn't bunt. What's going on, guys? Like you got a runner on first, nobody outs, and you don't bunt. It's just mind-boggling. Did LG's manager finally figure out not to bunt in that situation? As Hong Chang-gi slaps that right into center field, Liberato catches it on the run, And that's 2 away. Lead off infield single and 2 outs, quick outs after that. Should have bunted. All right, to Shinmin Jay steps in. He walked in his first at bats, sets up on the outside, and that's going to be slapped. That's going to be trouble. Moon Young Min dives for it, not able to make it. To Gobon Hyuk is going to round third, and he's going to head on home as Shinmin Jay heads to third base, and he is out. Safe. Shinmin Jay with another huge triple as Moon Hyun Bin dove for it, but wasn't able to grab it. Gubon Hyuk obviously running hard on that play and is easily able to score as they're going to have a video replay over at third base. I couldn't see if they got him because the camera went away, but it looked like he had him. It looked like he came off the base. But obviously he scores and you can't see anything here. So he came way off the bag, and you can't see. Noshiwan dives at him, but misses the tag. It looks like Noshiwan misses the tag. He jumps, dives at it. Wow. It looked like Shinmin Jay made the greatest re-tag of all time. Noshiwan dives at him, stabs at him, and stabs at him twice before Shinmin Jay is able to just get a finger on. And the thing is Shinmin Jay is small, 171. So he's only what, 5'6", yeah, roughly 5'6" or 5'7". I think he's on. I think he's safe. Wow, they called him out. Oh, right there on the sleeve, it looks like it. Oh, that'll be an RBI double, but we'll go to the bottom of the third now. Again, if he doesn't overslide that base so bad, he's in there. Welcome, Eagles. Shinmin Jay gets the RBI. They tie the game up, but he is out over there at third. So again, he'll have an RBI double and then caught on the base pass. Ponce, now it's 50 pitches, just 10 pitches in that inning. It did look like the last replay that they showed, it did look like they got his sleeve. But that flips the lineup down to the bottom. It'll be the 1, 2, 3 hitters coming up for the old Hanwha Eagles. And the first pitch is in there for a strike at the bottom of the zone, 0-1. The 0-1 sets up way outside, swing and a miss at a pitch that ends up going right over the middle of the plate, and it's 0-2. Sonas up, struck out to start the bottom of the first, 0-1 on the day. Swing and a miss and a pitch up at his eyes, and that's 2 away or 1 away. Second strikeout of the day for Songju Young. Second strikeout of the day for Sonas Sup. All right, Liberato holds up and doesn't go around on the first pitch. 1-0. One 0 pitch sets up down low, swing and a miss at a pitch right down the middle. 1-1. Kim Tae-yeon still is warmed up a little bit. He's gone to a three-quarter zip. Liberato grounded out to the first baseman in the first inning, and that's fouled away. Now it's 1-2. Wow. They didn't even ask me if I wanted to run the team. More legend coaches that don't do anything. 1-2 pitch laid off of it's in the dirt. 2-2. Very important to not think anywhere outside of the standard KBO system. The 2-2 pitch sets up outside just above the knees. Runs way inside, and that's going to be the first full count of the day for Hanwha. The 3-2 pitch sets up outside just above the knees. Rolls over that. That's going to be trouble. Sonju Young grabs it, glove flip to the first baseman. 2 away. Love a little glove flip, glove toss from the old pitcher. Pitchers are athletes, ladies and gentlemen. KBO sounds like the Borg. All right, a 2 down. Moon Hyun Bin steps in. First inning, strikeouts to Sonos up, and then a ground out by Liberato. Moon Hyun Bin gets a single. This inning, a strikeout by Sonos up, and a ground out by Liberato as he turns over. Does he get himself another single here? Swing and a miss there, and it's 0-1. And the 0-1 is popped up left fielder under it. And 3 away, 3 up, 3 down for Hanwha. We go to the bottom, or we go to the fourth inning, 1-1. He would love it in Korea. All the open drinking culture, and the just call the guy to come get your car, drive it home, drive you home. Yeah, he's somewhere around here. Heightened security, apparently. I don't know. Nobody stopped me, asked me anything. So LG is going to have their 3-4-5 hitters coming up, and that's going to be Mr. Austin Dean, still looking for his first Korean Series hit. Something has to be up with him. There has to be something up. I'm not shady looking. Although Saturday when I moved, first came to this place, I rode the elevator and it stopped on the floor below me, and there was a kid. I don't know. He looked like he was middle school, you know, upper elementary, lower middle school, and he was just staring at me. I didn't pay any attention to him, but my friend was like, yeah, he lives upstairs, and they're like, oh. All right, Austin Dean looks at the first pitch outside, 1-0. That one's right down the middle, 1-1. Austin 0 for 1, grounded into a 1-4-3 double play in the first inning. The plastic jackets are bouncing, the trash bags are a shiny. That is turned on as Moon Yun Bin is going to chase it down, though, and that's one away. Oh, sweet. Not the baby. Not the baby. Well, they figured the last time Lotte won a championship was when the dinosaurs were roaming, so that they'll bring in their own dinosaur. Kim Hyun Soo 333 on the Korean series, 0 for 1 today. A 4-3 ground out in his first at bat. And another 1-0 pitch. That is rocked. That is going to be trouble. And that is not catchable. Goodbye, baseball. The old man still has it, ladies and gentlemen. The old man still has it. Kiwi is gonna go silent for the rest of the day. All right, Moonbo Young looks at strike one down the inside corner. Apparently, there was another pitch somewhere in there too. While we were watching replays, it was a ball though, so it's 1-1. And the 1-1 in the dirt's 2-1. That one just barely sneaked over the wall. And a 125 apparently. That one's ripped but foul, 2-2. Kim Hyun Soo. Again, lefties hit better, 205 against him. 6 home runs out of his 10 home runs on the season were by lefties. And the 2-2 pitch from way, way outside. 3-2, another full count. Fourth full count of the day for LG. Again, first 3 batters of this game all had full counts. And that one is going to be right at Liberato, makes the catch. Yeah. 2 away. That's that was second row. They said, I mean, they're rested. Again, they won by 8 runs in the second game, and they won by 6 runs in the first game. So they had not been tested at all. Ponce, 62 pitches. He'll still pitch 6 innings. They bring out the old file to clean up his cleats. It's not raining. It hasn't rained in a week. That's just poor field management. They need to give old Lukey Dookie a call. And it's 122 to dead center. That was 2 or 3 rows deep into right center. But they're saying it was 125. I don't think so. All right. And more Ponce problems with the home plate umpire. All right, OG1, 0 for 1. And it flew out to right field in his first at bat. So it looks at ball 1 in the dirt there, and it's 1-0. Kim Tae-yeon is shedded the old coat. And then the 1-0 swing and a miss on ball 2, 1-1. It's a brand new stadium, and the outfield looks awful. The 1-1 pitch. I think LG Stadium looks better than Hanwha's. Is the 1-1 in the dirts back to the backstop, 2-1. Yeah, I mean you have like look at the grass in front of the pitcher's mound. The outfield has a bunch of dead spots. So that's a 6, 4, 5, 1. Yeah, and then the 2-1, and I think he went around. He did. So it should be ball 4, but instead it's 2-2 because OG Wan loves to swing. Doesn't realize you can get on base without swinging. Here comes pitch number 6-7, ladies and gentlemen, and that one is fouled away. Stays 2-2. And 2-2 sets up at the knees, a swing and a miss. Nope, just got a piece of it. Just got a piece of it. Oh, wow. He got a piece of the ball, and the ball got a piece of the balls. Here we go, the 2-2 pitch. Way, way up high, and another full count, 3-2. His full count. Swing and a miss as he blows it past him at 152 for his third strikeout a day. But he gives up the lead on a solo shot by Kim Hyun Soo. We go to the bottom of the fourth. 2-1. You've got a chance to bring it back as they're going to have the 4, 5, 6 hitters coming up. This game is moving along, though, at least. I'd like to keep it that way. There's just not a lot of action today. 70 pitches, though, for Ponce. 20 in that inning. All right, we're back, and no Shiwan out there on 45 pitches from the lefty for LG. 16 in the first inning, 18 in the second, and 11 in the third. As that's turned on and ripped. Wow. Hanwha's one run came on an air. All right, the 0-1 pitch sets up on the inside, just above the knees, a little inside, and that is turned on. Foul. Almost out of the stadium. He's gonna respray. Just out in front of that one, it was absolutely crushed. Yeah, get some more. That's good old spray pine tar. We'll attempt to straighten it out a little bit. All right, 0-2. Misses on the curveball, and it's 1-2. Tried to backdoor the curveball on the outside corner, but just missed it. And it's 1-2. Just throw it into the dirt. Throw it into the dirt. He does. It's into the dirt. He swings, throws down to first, grabs it, just steps on the bag, and that's one away. Third strikeout of the day for Songju Young. Brings up a Chan Sung. Chan Sung had himself a single back in the second inning. Not a good throw down to first by Pak Dong Wan. Moonbo Young had to block it to make sure he was able to catch it. All right, Chaeun Sung 1-for-1 on the day. Singled in the second inning. Looks it to strike one at the top of the zone, and it's 0-1. You think it's cold now, ladies and gentlemen. Again, all these guys are wearing long sleeves, jackets, coats, padded coats. Next year is going to start even later. The 0-1 misses inside 1-1. Next year, this year, I think they started on the 22nd or 23rd. That does not look like him at all. Not at all. It looks nothing like him. Absolutely nothing like him at all. But next year, because of the WBC, they're going to start later. 1-1 pitch. That's a beautiful curveball in there for a strike on the outside. 1-2. So looking like a possible mid-November, nice mid-November Korean series. All right, the 1-2 pitch taps the glove on the ground again. Throws it way straight into the dirt, though, and not going to go chase that one, and it's 2-2. You got to throw it at least 55 feet so if you're going to get him to chase that. That 45 foot straight into the dirt is not going to do anything. Pitch clock is running down. Oh, just got it off. That's going to be grounded foul. Something is going on. right, so 9 seconds on the pitch clock. Just low at the knees. A swing that chops it back to the pitcher, throws over to first in the dirts, but Moonbo Young is able to pick it up out of the dirts and kind of fall over the plate or fall over the base for the second out. That is 2 outs this inning, but both of them have been awful throws down to first base. Looking like John Lester over there, throwing straight at the base and like he's trying to throw a pickoff instead of up at his chest. All right, Eugene Young steps in. He grounded into a 5-4 putouts, but came around to score. The one run for Hanwha that was on the air by Kim Hyun Soo out in the left field. Did make up for it by hitting that solo shot to give LG the 2-1 lead, though. Sets up on the inside, rolls over it, swings so hard he ends up falling down and he's grabbing his foot. Literally swinging out of his shoes. All right, so we'll have another pitch eventually. Now that he has a couple of little practice swings there, make sure his foot's still attached. Ito Yoon not even getting ready. Number 9 hitter. Here's the number 6 hitter. Says, I'm not gonna have to bat. Here comes the 1-1 pitch that's up on the inside, and fouls it into his leg again. And it's 1-2. Yeah, that nice. I wonder how many baseball players don't have toenails because they hit the ball into their toes so often. Right, the 1-2 pitch, swing and a miss in the dirt, tags him. And that's 3 away. Another strikeouts and another 1-2-3 inning. We go to the 5th. It's 2-1 LG. Ju Young, again, he pitched well against Hanwha in the regular season. A 138 ERA in the regular season. A 1-0 in 2 games. Pitching well here again. Again, Ponce against LG in the regular season, 2 games, no decision. It's the only team that he did not have a win against. And he had the worst ERA of any team against LG at a 3.46 ERA. So if you're looking at the numbers, they're following right along with the regular season. LG is going to have their 7, 8, 9 hitters coming up in the top of the 5th inning as game is moving right along late. Just an hour and a half into the game, almost halfway through. All right, so he's back. Pak Dong-wan leads things off, struck out in his first at bats. 70 pitches for him. Nice view of the outfield. Dirty dirt outfield. All right, the first pitch to Pak Dong-wan sets up on the outside, throws it low, ball 1. 1-0. 71 pitches for Ponce, 44 of them are strikes. Back on one, 0 for 1. A big, again, the 2-run shot in game two. And the 1-0 turned on, diving stop by Noshiwan, gets to his feet, throws in time, and that's one away on a great play by Noshiwan over at third base. One hop, diving to his glove side, or sorry, is diving towards the line, gets up, throws a strike over to Cheon Sung, all the way from line to line. Gubo Nyuk steps in now. 1 for 1. Looks at strike one. Again, he doesn't swing at the first pitch. He doesn't even attempt to. He just stands there. Unscored in the RBI double from Shinmin Jae back in the third inning. That tied the game. Now, the Kim Hyun Soo solo shots in the top of the fourth will put LG up. And the 0-1 catches the bottom of the zone. It's 0-2. Yeah, the Hanwha's defense really gets ready for Ponce. I think his energy helps Hanwha's players defensively as the 0-2 slapped but foul. And it's 0-2 still. Yeah, definitely think that his energy and Weiss's energy keeps the young guys, the young fielders really feed off of that. I don't think the other guys for the other pitchers they don't have that energy. Moon Dong-ju does come with some energy, and I think he's learning that from Ponce and Weiss to have some emotion and bring some energy. Yeah, as the 0-2 sets up on the outside and misses outside though, and it's 1-2. Gubon Hyuk, the utility infielder, play thirds, shorts, seconds, first. They again tried him out in the outfield during the long break, almost a month break, as the 1-2 swing and a miss at a pitch up at his eyes, and that's two away. He tried to check his swing, but not able to. Forced strikeout of the day for Ponce. That'll bring up the number 9 hitter, Pake Min. It just has to touch it. Looks like that maybe they didn't give out the old raincoats today because there's not everybody has them. Way up and in. Want to know. Wonder if Hanwha's got to cut back on the budgets, giving away too many raincoats. The 1-0 pitch pops him up. Che Jae-hoon chasing back up and makes the catch. Oh, we're 3 away. The first 1, 2, 3 of the game for Ponce will go to the bottom of the fifth. It's 2-1 LG. Yeah, and then the strike zone's not 17 inches like the regular plate. It's 17.4 or 17 inches and 4 centimeters. So about almost 19 inches. But Ponce, a much, much better inning there. Makes his pitch count at 79, just 9 pitches there. So doesn't seem to be worried too much about pitch count. He'll be able to easily come out for the 6th inning. Might even be able to make it out for the 7th if he has another couple innings like he just had. And he's had a 10 pitch inning in the third when they scored, and then a 20 pitch inning in the fourth. So he's had a 10 pitch inning in the third and a 9 pitch inning in the fifth. But his His other innings have been in the 20s. So Sonju Young will face the bottom of the lineup, 7, 8, 9. Again, I talked about this. The number 8 hitter is the one I would be concerned about if I was Sonju Young. That's a right-hander that hits better against than lefties, and then that's also the guy that's hitting over 300 against him on the season. All right, first up is the shortstop, though. And that's in the dirt. Ball one. Had a good at bat his first at bats, hitting 375 in this Korean series. But he was the one that was caught off the second base with the issues with the lack of infield fly call. As the 1-0 pitch sets up right down the middle, throws way outside, though, and it's 2-0. And the 2-0 pitch sets up on the inside, misses low, 3-0, starting as off with a 3-0 counts. And the 3-0 misses low, a 4-pitch walk. He wasn't even going to attempt to do anything with that pitch as he started walking out of the batter's box whenever he went through his windup. Oh yes, it's bunt time. Again, you got a guy that's hits Sonju Young well. You got a guy that's the hardest spot in the lineup for this pitcher. But why wouldn't you bunt? I mean, why wouldn't you bunt? Right? I mean, if you bunt, you lower your chance of scoring. So why wouldn't you do it? This is golf, right? The lowest score wins. Yeah. Looking at the coach because he's trying to figure out why the manager would bunt here. Fake bunt slap, pulls it back in there for a strike at the top of the zone. All right, here we go. The 0-1 up high. Ball one, 1-1. What's up, Smokey? All right, so now we've got again a 1-1 count here. 65 pitches. A runner over at first checks on him, and he's easily back in. Playing to tie the game, ladies and gentlemen. They won 15 innings. Gotta play for the tie in the 5th inning. And on the 1-1, bunts it, but it's foul. And now he's not going to be able to bunt it. The one that was bunted to the first baseman in the air. Nope. Well, I guess technically it went better because it's not an out. All right, the 1-2 pitch now coming up. Sets up on the outside, trying to get him to roll over. That's misses outside at 2-2. That's actually the guy that's on first base. Who put that bunt down. right, the 2-2 pitch. Or fouled away, stays 2-2. JJ Hoon 1 for 1 on the day. He had the single that's to left field that he did score the run, but again, it's not an RBI because there was an error that caused that run to score. Harry Potter. And the 2-2 pitch sets up on the inside. Nope, sets up right down the middle. Curveball pops him up, but it should get out of play. It does. Yeah, it doesn't look like there's a ton of ponchos out there in first base side in the cheer section or behind home plates. So maybe they decided that was only a playoff game thing, or I don't know. Maybe they just didn't order enough. Here we go. 2-2 pitch. Sets up on the inside. Nope. Checks over on the runner. Back in safely. Yeah, it stays 2-2. Wearing his old promise ring on his necklace. There we go. 2-2 pitch. Sets up down the middle again. Pops it up. Right fielder going to make the catch right in the dirt. And that's one away. All right. Ito Yoon steps in now. He hit into the 6-4-5-4-1 double play. And just catches the inside corner as he dives out of the way, but it breaks in there. Beauty. All right, he says throw it into the dirt. Double tap, triple tap, quadruple tap, quintuple tap into the dirt. He's really, you must want that in the dirt. That or that's the signal to throw over to first because that's what he did. And the 0-1 pitch misses up high on 1-1. Trying trying to count the advertisements, the patches on Hanwha's uniforms is Kim Jin Sung warming up in the LG bullpen. Don't see anybody down there in the Hanwha bullpen. And here comes the 1-1 pitch. Rolled over, second baseman and grabs it, tags him, and then throws. No, he didn't tag him. It looked like he tagged him, but he took the ball out of his glove and tried to tag him, couldn't tag him, ends up throwing over to first instead of getting the lead runner. A bad decision. So that'll go down as a 4-3 putout. The shortstop will head on over to second base. You got to get that lead runner. That you cannot. Flips the lineup back over. Now you've got a runner in scoring position. You got to get that lead runner. I know what he was thinking. He was thinking hurry to throw to first and then try to throw over to shorts. But you've got to get that lead runner. Keep that guy out of scoring position. Bad heads up, bad mental mistake by LG. Can Hanwha advance on it? As the 0-1 slaps foul 0-2. Well, Alan, actually, before the outfield gaff was the 5-4 double play ball that he couldn't get out of his glove, that he couldn't get his hand on. That should have been 2 outs in the bottom of the second. That's twice now as the 0-2 swing and a miss though, and it doesn't matter as that's his 3rd strikeout of the day and the 5th strikeout of the day for Sonju Young. As we will go to the break, LG's up 2-1. All right. We's be back, ladies and gentlemen. Ponce still out there on the mound. Hong Changi, you'll have the 1-2-3 hitters coming up for Hanwha. Not if you live in the jungle, Steve. All right, here we go. Ponce, 79 pitches. The first pitch is it just catches the top of the zone, and it's on 1. All right, the 0-1 pitch runs up and in, and it's a 1-1. Boo, foreigners. Boo. All right, the 1-1 pitch sets up on the inside, and he hits him. Second time today that Hanwha's had the leadoff batter on. The other time he came around to score. But that's the way of the foreigner or the expat. You go to a foreign country and you only hang out with other foreigners. All right, yes, here we go, ladies and gentlemen. A bunt drops it down. He'll throw to first. And a successful sacrifice bunt, if you want to call it successful, moves the runner over to second base. But you do have the top of the lineup up here, so obviously you're not gonna score more, but uh, I don't necessarily not like. I don't like it. I don't like it, but I like it more than I didn't like the. Yeah, I like that one, that bunt more than I liked Hanwha's attempted bunt. Again, Hanwha's down by one trying to bunt. 83 pitches for Ponce. They're going to talk to him about Austin Dean. Again, Austin Dean is not hit well in this Korean series. Not hit well is the biggest understatement, actually. She's got to be. Didn't you guys say, Kiwi? Didn't you say she's due? She was due on like the 24th or something. The first pitch is low, ball one. Did she have the baby? She's she's just leaving straight from the stadium to the hospital, apparently. Well, I would think she wouldn't have had it. As the 1-0 fouled away as he swings at a ball low when it's 1-1. I go to Kiwi for all of my celebrity news. All right, so the 1-1 pitch. Austin looking for his first hit of the Korean series. This one is ripped, but it's foul. 1-2. Way out in front of these pitches. All right, it's 1-2 pitch. Pitch number 87 for Ponce. On second is Hong Chang Gi. And he steps off the back of the mound. Yeah, and the 1-2 is fouled away. Another high fastball attempt. Steve, why don't you take Ponce's wife to Europe? All right, 1-2 pitch. Maybe. There we go. And he spins around, resets the pitch clock. All right, maybe now we'll get it. So the 1-2 pitch coming up here. swing and a miss as Austin is now 0 for 13 in this Korean series. Yeah, obviously you can't sit him, but he is beyond frustrated, and it is beyond obvious. As Kim Hyun Soo steps in, do you welcome? Behind him is Moonbo Kyung. That's what the Korean announcers are talking about. It's like, yeah, obviously, Ponce on the mound. You can't think about walking anybody. You definitely don't want Moonbo Kyung behind him having a chance for three RBIs instead of just two. All right, here we go. Way inside, almost hits him in the knee. So one way to take him out. If you guys saw the news article about, or not the news article, but the coach for I don't know what team, but he was talking about. I think it was the Phillies or the Eagles defensive coordinator saying just hit Shohei as the 1-0 in the dirt, 2-0. In GNF, we were talking about you on Monday, wondering where you have been. We were going to send out a search party, man. You okay? We were worried that all the North Korean talk got you deported by ICE. The 2-0 pitch up high, ball three, 3-0. Well, that's good. As they're going to walk them. Just say to go on over to first. We're not going to mess around with a 3-0 pitch. That brings up a Moonbo Kyung. I mean, it was good. It was they cleaned my teeth. That's all it was. I was getting a scaling before I moved. As I'll start a new job on Monday. As that is outside ball one. Yeah, NGNF. Yeah, the news. I no longer live in Daejeon. Thank you, thank you. The 1-0 in the dirts, 2-0. Yeah, I wasn't happy with the place. And good news, I'll announce it here during the Korean series. The new job is daytime, so next year I should be able to stream full time KBO again. I live in Chungju, which is about 2 hours from Daejeon. As the 2-0 swing and a miss on a pitch that was should have been ball three, 2-1. Yeah, I'm actually in my new apartment now. This is the this is actually the first game that I've streamed from here, so I don't have lights behind me or anything. There is they'd be Hanwha too because they're in the same province, same area. Swing and a miss at ball four. If he didn't swing at all, it'd be ball four, and the bases would loaded. Yeah, not yes and no. So I'm supposed to finish at 6:30, which the game starts at 6:30. So I would probably just so the 2-2 swing and a miss. As Ponce gets out of it with another strikeout, his fifth of the game, and we go to the bottom of the sixth. It's 2-1 LG. Good bunt, though. Very good bunt, guys. That bunt was able to score 0 runs. Yeah, just like usual. crazy stat for this game. That was the first at bats that LG has had with runners on in scoring position. Kiwi is going to come up during the winter and give you guys the full breakdown. All right. Sonju Young, does he come back out? Nope, he is done. Kim Jin Sung will come on out, take over as LG goes into the bullpen. No, I'm still teaching, but now I'm working. So, uh, where I worked before was a private school. When I say private school, I mean it was like a pay for school. It wasn't a regular school. It was a like a English school, but it's not technically a school. So where I'm going to be now is an alternative school. So this is a school. It's a boarding school. There's kids that live there. Uh, but yeah, I'll still be teaching English, but I'll be kind of like the head teacher, same as I was at the earlier school, the one that I was at before I my school closed and I went to streaming only weekends. As Liberato first pitch is popped foul. So, well, you could. We have international students in GNF. It might be a little weird. You got to pass the interview, of course, as the 0-1 is fouled away again. 0-2. Liberato is just out of sorts. Hint between him and Austin, the foreign bats are not looking good in this series. I will tell you though, we do not have Dairy Queen or Wendy's here. All right, the 0-2 pitch. That is ripped into right field. Hong Chang-gi sliding catch. And that's one away as Liberato's struggles continue on a great catch by Hong Chang-gi in right field. It wasn't it was wheelchair seating, and they didn't take it away. They just covered it with like artificial turf. All right, the Moon Hyun Bin steps in, a swing and a miss at a pitch up at his eyes, and it's 0-1. Moon Hyun Bin 1 for 2. Vaping is the coolest thing in Korea, apparently. Everywhere you turn, it smells like cotton candy and bubble gum. As the 0-1 up high, 1-1. Yeah, Nick Kiwi was there on for game 5, right? The big thing is like vape shops. As the 1-1 pitch right down the middle, 1-2. And here, that is going to be right to the second baseman, throws over to first, and 2 away. No Shiwan steps in. Can he tie it up? He just missed a tying home run earlier in his last at bat. Hanwha would probably win this game if they'd get Kiwi a ticket. How much are tickets going for, Kiwi? No Shiwan hitting 300 in this Korean series, as that's going to be a liner right back up the middle, and he is on base for the first time today. Another hit for Hanwha. Can they bring him in? I was wondering how long it could go if I would if there was KBO, I would have just you could have just finished watching that and came right into the KBO stream. All right, it's a Che Sung single. That's going to be lifted. That's going to keep going, going. Pake Mean under it, and that's is 3 away. We go to the 7th. It's 2-1. Not able to bring him in as a Che Sung. He gave it a ride, but yeah, gonna have to hit the old weight room, I guess. Oh, I'm gonna go into the Hanwha bullpen now. Cannot imagine that they're gonna send Ponce back out there, but this manager's done dumber things before. 96 pitches for Ponce. The 6, 7, 8 hitters will be coming up for LG. OG1, Pak Dong-wan, and Gubon Hyuk. They still have not announced a new pitcher. No way they're sending him back out there after 96 pitches. Nope, that looks like Pak Song-wan's strut. It is Pak Song-wan, right? Yeah, it looked like him, but they still haven't announced anything. Yeah. Yep. And he throws his first pitch into the dirt. Definitely Pak Song-wan. Why is this not working? Watch the old strikeouts go goodbye. And that is lifted to center field. Nope, left field. And one away. Two games, 1.1 inning, a 6.75 ERA. All right, Pak Dong Wan stepping in, 0 for 2 on the day. Pak Dong Wan versus Pak Sang Wan, and that's the ball one. Struck out in his first at bat, a 5-3 ground out in his second at bat. That was the diving stop by No Shiwan over there at third. Yeah, no, that's fouled away. 1-1. We just talked about this earlier. How Ponce has left a lot of games with the lead, with trailing, and his team was able to come back to keep him from taking a loss. Will he be able to do it this time? As Pak Sang Wan grounds up the middle, Shimu Jun The throw, a lazy throw. No, that's not him. It looked like Shimu Jun over there, but that'll be an E6. I wondered why they hadn't said anything. He just took his sweet time to airmail it to the first baseman. And then his fiance is like, yep, that's mine. That is all mine, ladies and gentlemen. That is all mine. All right, so that brings up Guon Hyuk. That is a fouled away, swinging at the first pitch. He hadn't swung at the first pitch in the other two at bats that he had. He didn't even take the bat off of his shoulder. 250 in this Korean series, 1 for 2 today. Got a single and scored a run to tie the game back in the third, and then struck out the last at bats. And here comes the 0-1 pitch, sets up on the outside corner. That is leaped over as you can hear Pak Song Won's screams in the camera in the but how come you haven't gotten yourself a Dreads Rock TV hat is the question. That is the real question. As the 0-2 rolled over, a shortstop underhand toss to the second baseman, throws to first in time. And the air doesn't hurt him as the 6-4-3 double play ends the inning. And this time they show her happy. So we go to the bottom of the seventh. I understand it happens. All right, the 6, 7, 8 hitters coming up for Hanwha after the air. We'll get to see him again. Who comes in to pitch for LG is the question. Kim Jin Sung only threw 9 pitches. So does he come back out for another inning is the question. Obviously, both bullpens well rested. LG's more rested than Hanwha's after Hanwha's starters in the first 2 games that didn't make it out of the 4th inning. We will have a new pitcher. The old duck, the old ham duck coming in, ladies and gentlemen. The old ham duck. Bring in the lefty to get Eugene Young, the shortstop, and then the righty JJ Hoon. I don't know why they're doing this. Oh, Eugene Young, the shortstop, and then JJ Hoon, the brick wall. One game, 1 inning, 1 strikeout. Dr. A ton of postseason experience as he spent many years with Doosan during their run, and then just moved his stuff into a different locker at the same place when he signed with the LG Twins. Eugene Young, that is into the dirts. Ball 1. 1-0. Eugene Young can easily tie this up. He has home run stuff. He has home run stuff, ladies and gentlemen. Lefties against lefties. 2 home runs, hitting 290, as that's just misses up high, 2-0. Everyone had to wait. And in the 2-0 up high. Nope, just gets a stitch on the outside corner, and it's 2-1. Hey, that's a very serious game of solitaire, though. All right, a 2-1 pitch sets up on the outside, and that's in there for a strike at the top of the zone, and it's 2-2. Eugene Young hasn't swung the bat once against Ham Duck on the old Ham Duck. Dong Wan framing the pitch to the ABS system, I guess. All right, so the 2-2 pitch throws it in the dirt, about to 45 feet. Runs the count full, second full count of the day for Hanwha. I will say Eugene Young has tempered his swing and misses on the season as the 3-2 pitch, and that is straight into the dirt. 5, 6 pitches, didn't swing at one of them as they've got the leadoff runner on base. That'll be it for him. He'll get a pinch runner. Iwan Suk will come in to pinch run. Will they bunt here? Will they bunt? Eugene Young didn't bother to swing one time. Bringing in the speed on the base pass. Also, he'll stay in and play right field as he is a plus defender. They do not look like they're going to bunt. Nope, they do, and that just misses outside. 1-0. Late's pull over to the bunt. Yes, everyone is thinking the same thing. Here comes the 1-0 pitch. Sets up on the outside just above the knees. Nope, the throw over to first. And it's 1-0. All right. Once again, the 1-0 pulls the bunt, drops it down to the third baseman, throws to second, outs, throws to first, safe. He's saying replay it, as that might be a ground into double play bunt, ladies and gentlemen. Gets the lead runner at least. So Iwan Suk is definitely out, whether or not they get the this turn to 2 or not. So we'll throw the 1 up there. Great throw by Gubon, or great play by Gubon Hyuk. Shimin Jae is very adamant about checking the throw to from OG Wan. Ooh, I think he's safe. A better throw over there to shortstop, and that's a double play. No, as Shimu Jun will come in to run. Have to imagine that he is going to be running. He has a ton of speed. He is very successful running on the base pass. Is that Shea Jae Hoon wags the bat back and forth, and that's way outside, ball 1. A check over. Please don't give up. All right, so the 1-0 pitch sets up on the outside. Nope, checks over on the runner again. Shimu Jun on the season, I believe he was not caught once. Nope, he was caught once. 11 for 12 on the season from Shimu Jun. The Che Jae Hoon. The 1-0 is a popped foul as he was going 1-1. Not a good jump. All right, so Che Jae Hoon, 1 for 2, singled in his first at bat. Flew out to right in his second. The 1-1 pitch goes again. The throw, a great one. He got him. A fantastic tag by Shinmin Jae. And that's the second time he's been caught this season. Great tag by Shinmin Jae. As that is a fouled away, runs the count to 2-2. It was a ball that pitch. All right, it's a 2-2 pitch, sets up right down the middle at the knees and misses outside. Runs the count full, 3-2. Second full count of this inning for Hanwha. They walked in the first. Third full count of the day for Hanwha. And the 3-2 is off the hands, popped up. Shortstop will not let this one drop, and that's the ball, right as I said that, pops up out of his glove, and he makes the catch. So we go to the eighth inning. It's 2-1 LG. Massive tag by Shinmin Jae. So the sacrifice bunt, did absolutely nothing. That's right. Bunting only works when you don't do it. LG is going to have their 9-1 2-hitters coming up in the bottom of the inning. I have to imagine they're going to go to Kim Bum Soo here. No, they're going to go to Han Sung Hyuk. It was a theoretical shoot. It was a shoot, like a shoots and ladders, like a slide. Slide yourself in the head. 100% acceptable. I will allow it. Han Sung Hyuk coming out. I thought they would go with Kim Bum Soo to go with against Park Min Hong Changi and Shinmin Jae, but it looks like they're going to wait for Kim Bum Soo for Kim Hyun Soo, Moon Bo Kyung, and OG Won. The vape changed you? The same thing he's been thinking since 14:36. Runner on first, must bunts. As Pakemina looks at a strike in there on the outside. Han Sung Hyuk, one game, one inning. He did pitch well in his one inning. There are not two outs as that one is lifted up. Moon Hyun Bin gliding over and makes the catch, one away. Brings up Hong Chang-gi. Hong Chang-gi is 0 for 2 on the day. He was hit by a pitch in his last at bat, though. And it looks at just strike one on the outside corner. 0-1. 111 on this Korean series for Hong Chang-gi. The 0-1 pitch misses outside, 1-1. Nope. Hey, that's the thing is he doesn't change anything. He's the exact same as he's been for the last 40 years of coaching. He'll never change either. He thinks he's the smartest player. He thinks he's the smartest person in the dugouts. That is 50 feet and ball 2-1. And the 2-1 pitch sets up on the inside, misses outside of 3-1. 3-1 sets up on the inside. That is rips. That is going to be trouble. That is off the bottom of the wall. Hong Chang-gi is going to round first, head to second, and is in there with a 1-out double. He's on base for the second time today, this time with a 2-bagger, as that's the wrong side. We'll go over here. That brings up a Shin Min Jae. Can't keep him down. Hit the very bottom, right where the ground touches the fence, and that just kind of deadened it. As that will be have our pitching change now. I have to imagine now they're going to go to Kim Bum Soo. Oh, we'll have our pitching change. We'll see who's coming in though. Yep, Kim Bum Soo. As soon as somebody got on, they had to bring him in. They can't let this game get out of hand. They will bring in Kim Bum Soo, see if he can keep the game at a one-run game. The next question is if it is a one-run game, who pitches in the ninth? Do you think they'll bring in Kim Saw Hyun in the ninth inning? I know Stefan is probably watching the game somewhere, really hoping that Kim Saw Hyun gets into the game. I know Kiwi is really, really wanting him to come into the game. Please be back, Kim Bum Soo. Well, it doesn't. It doesn't help. It doesn't help when Hanwha's manager is awful in the Korean series. Has he ever won a home game in the Korean series? I know he's 0-13 or 0-14 or something like that in Jamshil. He's lost 10 straight. Has he ever won a home game? Okay. Because I know he's never won in Jamshil, but I didn't know if he won when he was with the NC. Yeah, but I'm talking about a home game because he's never won in Jamshil, and he was a Doosan manager, which means he never won a home game as with when he was with Doosan. Did he ever win a game with the NC at home? Shenmin J walked in his first at bats, a doubled and RBI double, got thrown out after he overslid third base, and then a sacrifice. Yeah, because again, He's lost 10 straight. As, that's in there for a strike at the top of the zone, 0-1. Just every home game as the 0-1 in there for a strike at the bottom of the zone. A beautiful pitch by Kim Bum Soo. Who did NC lose to in the Korean series? I assume Doosan. All right, 0-2 pitch misses way outside. That's something I'll have to take a little gander at when I've got actual time. This game needs to hurry up. I've got a 2-hour drive. As the 1-2 pitch sets up on the outside. That's going to be a ground ball off of Kim Bum Soo's glove. And they're going to infield a single as a Shinmin J comes through again. Hong Chang-gi heads on over to third base. It looked like it went off of Kim Bum Soo's glove. Ito Yoon couldn't make the play over at first base, and he tried to throw to third and get him Hong Chang-gi coming off a little bit. It was not going to be able to make the jumping throw, but that puts runners on the corners now with just one out. But Austin Dean is coming up, and he has not been good. But they're going to go back to the bullpen again. Not anything you can do about Kim Bum Soo there. Again, I think it went off of his glove. That will be an infield hit, so they've now tied up at 5 hits apiece. Oh, they're going to bring in the man, the myth, the legend, ladies and gentlemen. They are bringing in Kim Saw Hyun. Bringing in Kim Saw Hyun. Get the towels ready, boys. Is this is it right here. Kim Saw Hyun, who's been struggling. Gonna go against Austin Dean, who has also been struggling. And Austin Dean 0 for 13. 0 for 13 in this Korean series. And again, something is physically wrong with him because again, Moonbo Kyung is playing first base instead of Austin Dean. Moonbo Kyung has DH'd a ton. So something is definitely up with him physically. All right, Kim Saw Hyun, 1 game, points, 1 innings. Again, he came in a game that was completely out to get a strikeout. Not any pressure in that situation. Now he's coming into a game with some pressure. How is he going to do? He didn't, as Chaewon Young is over there at third base now, coming into a pinch run. Any wild pitches, which are a very big possibility from Kim Saw Hyun. As the first pitch is fouled away, 152 on the gun. Oh, Chaewon Young over at third base and a ton of speed. The 0-1 pitch. He goes around on a pitch up at his eyes. He tried to hold up, but he couldn't. Again, Austin Dean has just looked awful. Two pitches. Do they waste one, a slider away, and risk having the ball get thrown away, or do they go challenge him? I think you got to challenge him. He has not been hitting well, as that is fouled to straight back. He was not fooled on that. And it's 0-2. But I don't understand. He holds his glove, so he holds his glove up like this instead of just putting the pitch com over here on this here. And here we go, the 0-2 pitch. Oh, throws it to the backstop, and here comes the run. And that's is gonna be a lot of talk coming in from the Hanwha fans. I can already imagine it, as that pitch was straight to the backstop. The Chaewon Young comes on home. Shinmin Jay heads up to second base. That pitch was behind and over Austin's head. Austin Dean lays down, so he doesn't get called for anything. I mean, I can't believe the ABS system didn't catch that. Now you've taken away the double play, which means, and this is huge, this is something that is massive, because now Kim Hyun Soo is going to hit in this inning, which means they're going to replace him defensively in the bottom of the eighth because he's not going to come up to bat again. So that's the fact that Austin Dean is not going to hit into a double play, or he could still hit into a double play, but not likely, as the 1-2 is popped up. But I think that's going to get foul, and it stays 1-2. Because if Austin Dean, and this is huge, if Austin Dean hits into a double play, Kim Hyun Soo will have to go back out and play left field. Obviously, his error is the reason why Hanwha scored a run. You're taking away a defensive thing, but now with Austin now hitting it to right field, and that's going to go, but foul. But now with Austin unlikely to hit into a double play, Yo Ree unlikely to hit into a double play. Kim Hyun Soo is now on deck. He's going to hit, and now you're going to be able to make another defensive substitution to bring in a better defender. So huge, wild pitch there is the 1-2 pitch that misses outside at 2-2. Joe Yuri. I don't know who that is. And a 2-2 pitch. And that is lifted. Moon Hyun Bin over, though. Under it, grabs it, and that will be 2 away. Austin did look a lot better in that at bat, though. I will say that. He did look a lots better in that at bat. I'll give the old searchy search. In Squid Games 1, or that misses outside. Was she in 1 or 2, or South Korean Japanese is one, as that is slapped foul, 1-1. Are you gonna download all of her music now? Whatever. I've never seen two. I never finished watching one. I think there's like one episode, two episodes left. Maybe I'll knock that off in my during the off season. As Kim Young Soo lifts that one Liberato though over and makes the catch. That's his three away, but a double, a single, and then a wild pitch scores another one. We will go to the eighth, bottom of the eighth. It's 3-1 LG. We'll see who comes in. You're going to have the 9-1 two hitters coming up for Hanwha. We might have some a lot of pinch hitters coming up. Oh, Lotte fan? Well, I hope your gambling wins more than Lotte's baseball winning. All right, so Chaewon Young stays over and right. Oh, they did not. Wow, they did not change out Kim Hyun Soo. A little surprising there, actually. But Song Sun Gi will come into pitch, bringing in a lefty again. They're going hard lefties. As again, I talked about it earlier. Hanwha does not hit lefties well. Song Sun Gi, games, 3 innings, 3 strikeouts. Again, if it wasn't for An Hyun Min, he would be in the conversation for Rookie of the Year. Had a solid season with 10 wins in his first full season after finishing up his military duty. We'll have pinch hitter here. Kim Tae-yeon will pinch hit. First pitch is lifted up. Center fielder coming in, and it's going to drop in, and Kim Tae-yeon is going to cruise into second base. And Kim Tae-yeon pinch hits. That was skied up into the air, but it drops down, and that's life for Hanwha. Hit the ground and then bounced away. And then that allowed Kim Tae-yeon to easily cruise into second base. Rings up Sonos up 0 for 3 with 3 Ks. First pitch is way up high, though. Ball 1-0. One 0 pitch. Sets up on the outside. That is fouled away, 1-1. How big was that extra run that LG just got in the top of the eighth? Again, just a 2-run game. Nothing in the KBO, the 1-1 that is ripped into right field, and Kim Tae-yeon is going to be held up at third. 2 straight hits puts runners on first and third with nobody outs for the 2-3-4 hitters. Hanwha's got a chance to come back and take the lead as the go-ahead run, and then Liberato steps in. Warming up in the bullpen for, I can't read, Yu Young Chan. All right, after 2 hits, Liberato steps in 0 for 3 on the day. First pitch is outside, ball 1, 1-0. Liberato would love to get his first hit of the game. He is not hitting well, only 200 in this Korean series after hitting extremely well in the Samsung series. He has plenty of home runs over that monster wall. That's in there for a strike on the outside corner, and it's 1-1. And a 1-1 pitch sets up on the outside corner. And that is popped up, but gets out of play, and it's 1-2. Still no outs. 2-3. On deck is Mr. Clutch himself. 1-2 pitch. Did he go around? Yeah, the home plate umpire said he did. And that's is 1 away. He did not go around. That is twice Hanwha has been robbed. 안녕하세요. They're going to video replay this, and they're going to overcall it or overturn it. Just put him back up there. And that was a call by the home plate umpire, not the third base coach or the third base umpire. Oh, they called him out. Oh, wow. Oh, yeah, he did go. When you get the actual KBO one up, yep, he went. All right, so going to have another pitching change. I will be right back. All right. Yu Young Chan bringing in the righty to face the two righties. Moon Yun Bin and then No Shiwan and Cheon Sung back behind him. Moon Yun Bin is been Mr. Clutch for Hanwha. And the first pitch way outside, ball 1-0. Moon Yun Bin 1 for 3 on the day, singled in his first at bat, a fly out to left in his second, and a 4-3 ground out in his third at bat. 1-0 pitch, fouled away, 1-1. Situation like this, Hanwha doesn't want anybody up except for Moon Yun Bin, which is so huge considering last year he was the guy that was getting pinch hit for because he's too young. As the 1-1 pitch sets up on the outside just above the knees, misses way up high, 1-1. Hanwha down to their final 5 outs. Down 2. Sets up at the knees. Swing and a miss as he's not able to catch up to 149 on the outside. Two pitch coming up. I have no idea what this pitcher has. Sets up on the outside just above the knees once again, and he fouls it away. I wish they had heart rate monitors on the players so you could see what their heart was doing. That's what we should have. That's what the KBO needs, heart rate monitors on the players. Here we go. The 2-2 pitch sets up right down the middle, and he slaps at it. That's going to be trouble coming in. Diving stop, not able to make it. He's going to come on home, and Mr. Clutch comes up with an RBI single, puts runners on first and seconds with still just 1 out. These are 2 Texas big league singles. Again, the single by Kim Tae-yun was actually, again, it wasn't a clean single. It was just hit so high that he was able to make it into second base. Then you have that one from Moon Hyun Bin, a good attempt by Kim Yun Soo to dive at it, but now you've got 1 away, runners on first and second for No Shiwan. Looks at strike 1 up at the top of the zone, 0-1. No Shiwan, it can easily put this over the fence in left, center, or right field. He's 1 for 3 today. He's singled in his last at bats. And the 0-1 in there for a strike, and it's 0-2. All right, the 0-2 pitch. Tapping on the glove on the ground. Doesn't chase, 1-2. All right, 1-2. Swing and a miss as he blows it past him. 150 on the gun on the inside. And that's a huge strikeout. He set up high, but it ended up dropping down right at the waist. All right, Cheyenne Sung steps in. 1 for 3 today for him. And that misses outside. Ball one. 1-0. This is the same situation he was in an important game in the Samsung series. Was not hitting well. 182 in this series. Not hitting well in that Samsung series. Not hitting well in the second half, but came through with a big 2 outs single as that one misses up high. 2-0. Missed a. Again, you do have Iwan Suk on deck, so it's not like you have a great hitter on deck. So you my chair is not wanting to move. Not like you have to challenge Che and Sung. What's up, Dave? China. Yes, here comes the 2-0 pitch. Lays off of it, 3-0. Again, you don't have to face him as Iwan Suk. 3-0 pitch. Iwan Suk on deck as he took over and ended up getting thrown out at second base. As the 3-0 pitch walks him. Loads the bases. Wong Young Mook pinch hitting here. Where's Kiwi? There he is. All right, Wong Young Mook. First pitch is in the dirt. Ball one. Bases loaded. Wong Young Mook would have taken over to play second base anyway. Is the only people left on in the Hanwha dugouts, I believe, are the catchers. Oh, and Che and Ho. All right, the 1-0 pitch sets up down the middle. That is a foul away. 1-1. This is the game, ladies and gentlemen. This is the game. Hanwha has left 4 runners on base so far today. Runners in scoring position. They're 1 for 3 runners on base. They're 2 for 10 before this inning. 3 hits this inning. My chair is really driving me nuts. As the 1-1 pitch up high, ball 2, 2-1. He comes through here. He starts tomorrow. Two one sets up at the knees, just on the inside. Misses way outside. Ball 3. Walked Che Song on 4 pitches. 3-1 counts. You have to think that he's not going to be swinging. Let him throw you another pitch. Try to work the walk to tie it up. Here we go. 3-1 pitch. Sets up at the knees, down the middle. And he walks the tying run in. Good Lord, KBO. Good Lord. That's again, they get Ponce away from a losing game. Once again. Once again, Hanwha bails out Ponce and walks the tying run in. That brings up Shimu Jun, and he throws another ball. Get him out! What the hell is the manager for LG thinking? He wants to bunt all the time, and here he's got a guy that's thrown in his last, to 10 pitches? He's thrown 9 balls? And another 1-0 pitch down the middle for a strike, 1-1. Shimu Jun took over, was caught stealing. Kim Young-woo, the closer. 1-1 pitch. Sets up on the outside just above the knees. And that is a broken bat single over the jumping third baseman. 1 run is in. Cheon Sung is going to come on in too. And Shimu Jun comes up with a huge 2 RBI double. And Hanwha scores 4 so far in the bottom of the 8th to take a 5-3 lead. Again, why the hell do you have him in there pitching still? Why the hell do you have that guy in there pitching still? Unbelievable that manager still has him in there. That should be yeah. Finally, you bring in a new pitcher. Good Lord. How dumb is that manager? Oh, wait, we already know he's the worst manager in the league. Like, after he walked Chan Song and then walked Wang Young Mook, why do you still have him out there? Like, why? Why would you still have him out there? Hanwha is going to have to send Kim Saw Hyun back out there though, to close the game. If if Hanwha ever finishes batting in this inning. Kim Young-woo, what was the point of having him out there? He obviously could not throw strikes. Like I just don't get it. Like what in your right mind would make you want to keep him out there? Broken bats, a 2 RBI double to take the lead. Once again, bailing out Ponce, who was in line for another loss. That's all Hanwha does. Once he leaves, they bring it together. Kim Young-woo, 1 game, 1 inning, or 1 walk. Shea Jae-hoon, last only batter that hasn't batted this inning, and that's a ball so far outside. You're lucky the catcher even caught it. Shea Jae-hoon ended the 7th inning with a pop fly to the shortstop. Now he's up here in the next inning as they've batted all the way around. That's in there for a strike at the bottom of the zone. 1-1. Once LG does come up, they're going to have their 5, 6, 7 hitters. They've got a couple guys that can hit some home runs. The 1-1 pitch, a swing and a miss at a pitch in the dirts. 1-2. And a 1-2 pitch. That is going to be a slap into right field. More runs are going to come on in. 1 run is in, 2 runs are in, and that's going to be a 2 RBI double from Jae Hoon. And this game is pretty much over. Yeah, look at the manager who decided to keep that guy out there forever. As they score 6 runs in this inning. Unbelievable meltdown. Kim Tae-yeon, who started this inning with a high Texas big league single or double. It's the 1-0 pitch, swing and a miss on a ball 2, 1-1. Yeah, they were waiting for you, Dave. She's got your Mookie hat, Kiwi. All right, the 1-1 pitch into the dirts, 2-1. At this point, can we just get this game over so I can drive home? You got a big old dip in? And that's Mrs. Lowe, ball 3. And popped up right fielder under it. And finally, out number 3. That's, ladies and gentlemen, is a massive, massive inning as Hanwha scores a 6 to take the lead. And we will go to the 9th inning. LG's got to score 5 before they get 3 runs. Kim Saw-hyun will come back out. Will come back out. Now he's got a chance to actually get the win. Wow. Just wow. Well, they have Kim Saw-hyun to close. Oh, Jung-Woo-ju. I would have to imagine Jung-Woo-ju would come in to close. So Kim Tae-yeon stays in right, and then Won Young-mook will head on over to second. Kiwi, you might as well go. Weiss versus Chirinos. All right, so they're gonna have again the 5, 6, 7. They're gonna have to go through the lineup. They're gonna have to bat around. Kim Saw Hyun already won 11 pitches. That one's in there for a strike, and it's now 0-1. Moonbo Gyong, the big game 2, but 0 for 2 today. Did walk, but also a fly out to center and a strikeout. As the 0-1 in there for a strike at the bottom of the zone, and it's 0-2. Kim Saw Hyun, does he have it? 545 in the Korean series. And the 0-2 ground ball through the right side. That's one base runner. Again, they've got to bat around, basically. I mean, it's been a sellout all but like 3 games on the season. And that's in the dirts. Ball on. And the 1-0 swing and a miss. What happens when he gets to 20 pitches is the question. 11 pitches in the 8th inning, including that wild pitch that put LG up a 3-1. It was the 1-1 pitch up high. Ball 2, 2-1. Oh for 3 on the day. Fly out to right, a strikeout, and a fly out to left. That misses up high. Ball 3, 3-1. Park Dong-won. And the 3-1 pitch. Up high. Ooh, just catches the top of the zone, runs the count full, 3-2. 6 full count of the day for Hanwha. Second full count of the day for OG Wan. Struck out in his last one. They have walked once in their full counts. A little lob over to Che Sung, almost didn't even make it to first base. That guy is everywhere. All right, the 3-2 pitch sets up right down the middle. Slapped foul. Now he's the 20 pitch mark, ladies and gentlemen. He's at the 20 pitch mark. What happens now? 20 to 22 pitches is his limit. And the 3-2, that's going to be rolled over. Second baseman grabs it, throws to short. He's not going to try to first. And that's 1 away. One away. Brings up the number 7 hitter, Pak Dong Won. And that is turned on, but it's foul. Nice catch by the old ball boy. Here it comes. Pitch number 23. This is past his limits. This is past his regular limits. And he hits him. Brings up a Gubon Yuck. Yeah, like I said, that's what I was saying. 22 pitches is his limits. That was pitch number 23. Out to talk to him. It's a not really. It's basically 18 or 19 inches wide. It's 2 inches wider than a actual strike zone. It's 2 inches wider than the plates. All right, Gubon Hyuk steps in, 1 for 3 on the day. Warming up is Ju Hyun Song and Jo Don Hook, a righty and a lefty. Having a pinch hitter here, Moon Sung Ju, a pinch hitting. It's outside, ball 1. I actually thought they would save this pinch hit for the number 1 hitter, the number 1 hitter. And the 1-0 is going to be a ground ball. Second baseman throws to shortstop, throws to first in time, and they're going to have to replay that. A double play ends it. I'm surprised they're not replaying this video replay. Apparently, they're not going to replay it at all. But that's is a fireworks display for Hanwha as they do get out of it. Yeah, or that it wasn't as close as it looked like on TV. But that ends this stream, ladies and gentlemen. I don't know what happened there. Let's change that. That's weird. I suddenly don't have a camera. I'm out of the frame. I'm out of the frame. Watch this. Watch, 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 watch. Now I'm in the frame. You guys can watch me fix this stuff right before your very eyes. There we go. Yeah, I mean, again, LG didn't really have a lot of opportunities, honestly. They only had a handful of at bats with runners in scoring position. They had 2 hits with runners on base, 2 hits with runners on base, 1 hit with runners in scoring position. That happened to be the RBI double by Shin-Min Jae. Again, Hanwha outplayed them. Their offense looked better. Up until the 8th inning, Hanwha had a better offense. They had more base runners. They had just left more on. But yeah, I mean, so Hanwha, they get a win, tie the game or Now it's a 2-1 series. Weiss out on the mound tomorrow versus Chirinos for LG. So can Hanwha tie the series? Weiss has did pitch well in his relief appearance. He's had plenty of time to rest. Chirinos was dealing with back issues, uh, but yeah, I mean, at this point, you've got a series actually with LG. That bullpen, an absolute massive, a massive failure, giving up 6 runs in the bottom of the eighth inning. And the thing is uh, you started it off with Kim Tae Yun, who had a towering ball that dropped in it, so he got a double. Sona Sup did have a clean single after him, puts runners at first and third, a strikeout from Liberato. And then Moon Hyun Bin, another Texas big league single, scores Kim Tae Yun. And then you had the walk to Chaeyon Sung, and then a full count walk to Wang Young Mook, or actually no, not even a full count, a 3-1 walk to Wang Young Mook, scored the run that actually tied the game up. Then Shimu Jun, a broken bat RBI double or two RBI double, put them up a 3-5, and then Che Jae Hoon comes up with a single, scores the other 2 runs to put them up 8-3 at the time. So for their sixth run, and then yeah, I mean Hanwha or LG's manager Kim Won Hyun. No, I don't think so. I don't know a lot of. Maybe I know him if I saw him. I don't know a lot of Korean names. I don't know like their actual Korean people's names. But yeah, I mean, LG's manager. I don't know what he was doing in the bullpen there. Just leaving the guy out there who obviously didn't have it after he walked Chae and Sung and he walked Won Young Mook. You're leaving him out there, and he gives up the 2-run double to Shimu Jun. Then he finally goes to Kim Young Woo, who gave up the 2 RBI single to Che Jae Hoon. Like when he tied it to Wang Young Mook, you've got to go get Kim Young Woo and let him, because it's not like you're worried about righty lefty because both of the guys out there were right-handed pitchers. So uh, this one is on the big blow up is definitely 100% on the LG manager again, proving once again that he's the worst manager in the league. There's no question. He wins despite his team. Uh, Hanwha's manager, pinch hit with Kim Tae Yun in the eighth inning. Kim Tae Young comes through with a double. Wang Young Mook comes through with the bases loaded walk to tie the game. So his 2 moves there, big. The 2 moves earlier, Iwan Suk pinch running for Lee Jin Young. He gets thrown out because the shortstop almost bunts into a double play. Bunts it so hard the third baseman throws to second to get the lead runner. So this was really just not a very good game, honestly. Uh, the 8-3 score, the game was closer than it was, but it was an ugly looking game. Mental mistakes, the double plays that weren't turned, plays that were bobbled in the outfield. There were, I think, 2 or 3 plays in the outfield that were bobbled by the outfielders. Uh, you had throws from the catcher, from the first baseman that barely made it to first base. There were almost errors there. You had obviously the 2 errors, one on Kim Hyung Soo and then the other on the shortstop. It just wasn't a very clean game. It looked almost like when you look out in the stands and you see all these people with padded coats and neck warmers. It almost felt like yeah, not 7-6. Yeah. Yeah, I know. It hit it too many on that one. Uh, but yeah, the Hanwha, they outlasted them. Again, it's the same thing as it's happened so many times before, where Hanwha and when Ponce starts a game, they just outlast him. Ponce keeps it close enough that Hanwha is able to, once he leaves the game again. eh, we were talking, Kiwi, Stefan, and I were talking about this earlier today. Ponce ends up getting bailed out a lot by his team. He left the game today down 2-0. Then it was 3-1, or sorry, down 2-1. It was a 3-1, but he got bailed out from taking a loss late in the game. Same thing with his first game uh, of the Samsung series. He ends up setting the record for most runs given up by a winning pitcher uh, because, again, Hanwha bailed him out in the bottom of the inning to put them ahead. So Hanwha makes this series an actual series. They do win, and they come through, win 7-3. Uh, the bullpen for Hanwha pitched really, really well. Yeah, the wild pitch by Kim Saw Hyun, but other than that, they pitched really well. Kim Bom Soo didn't pitch great, but Han Sung Hyuk pitched really well. Park Sang Wan pitched really well. Kim Saw Hyun pitched much better. Again, how does he pitch if it's a 1 or 2 run lead? That's a very big question. So that's a very, very big question. What happens whenever it's an actual close game? He's pitched in 2 games so far this year, this Korean series. One of them, he came in when the game was completely done and got his strikeouts, and then he came in today when the game was close in the top of the eighth when it was a 2-1 game, and he throws a wild pitch that lets a run score. He comes out in the ninth and gives up a hit, and then hits a batter, and has runners on, but gets the groundouts. But at this point, it's a 4-run game, so it's not really a huge pressure situation. Can he pitch again tomorrow after he threw 24, 25 pitches today? Who knows? Weiss usually, is going to throw 6 or 7 innings, so should be huge for him. But LG's bullpen looks awful. Again, a lot of these guys, this is the first time that they've thrown a competitive game or an important game for over a month. Chirinos will be out on the mound tomorrow, I believe. So you'll have Chirinos versus Weiss. You'll have 2 foreign starters. The last time we had 2 foreign starters, well, that was the game one of Samsung versus Hanwha, which was not pretty at all. So I will be back tomorrow. Go Blue Jays. What's up, Alan? I will be back tomorrow for game 4. Yeah, Alan, I'm sure you're thoroughly enjoying the Blue Jays resurgence into the World Series talk. Did you stay awake for all 18 innings of the walk-off, Alan? But thank you guys for tuning in. I'll be back tomorrow, 6:30. Yeah, uh, my TV installer guy was actually playing it on his phone. I couldn't actually watch it because I just moved this week, so I didn't have a TV, and it's on like a Prime. I don't know. You have to pay like $45 a month to be able to watch that channel. So I was like, not happening. But I did watch the highlights or whatever. So, but Alan, everybody except the Dodgers fans are for pulling for your Blue Jays, man. So thank you guys for tuning in. I will be back on tomorrow. Same time at 6:30 for game 4 as Hanwha looks to tie it, and LG looks to put it 1 game away from a second Korean series in 3 years. So, as always, until next time.